Thanks for all staying. It's a bit of a treat for me because I'm never out this late. And it's a double whammy, I'm not usually out without my carer either. So, how are you all enjoying the hot weather we've had recently? Too hot for you? Are you all still alive? Has it been too hot? It's too hot for me, it was. It was so hot, I went online to buy some stuff to help us. My word though, that OnlyFans isn't what the name suggests, is it? I've got to tell you, yeah, at the end of it, and I had to keep checking the site obviously, at the end of it, I was hotter than when I started. See, at my age, what I really want is a different site. I like a site called Only Grands. Now, this site, ideally, would feature women of a certain age whose idea of being good in bed is to go straight to sleep. I've got to tell you, I haven't always done this, obviously, because I've had a life before. I used to work as a hotel receptionist at quite a posh hotel in London. We had all sorts coming there, and once, memorably, we had the Archbishop of Canterbury come in. And he came up to the desk, I was on reception, and he said to me, young man, because I was young then, he said, can you please make sure that the adult TV channel is disabled? I looked him straight in the eyes, and I said, it's normal porn, you freak. I've got to tell you a little bit about me. My dad was Jewish, my mum was Catholic, so naturally I was brought up as Bank of England. Now, obviously I'm of a certain age, but I am still tough. Okay? Thank you very much, it's true. In fact, before I came here tonight, I had 4 margaritas and 2 slices of pepperoni. Hey. And last night I had 20 yogurts, one after the other. I was absolutely mullered. A friend of mine asked me if I would take out the old people from the local home. I said, where do you want me to take them out? And he said, well, there's a field just across the road in a park. So that's where I hid with my gun. But, you know, I couldn't go through with it. The sun was in my eyes. You should see your faces, you know. I'm only joking. The sun wasn't in my eyes, and I got every single one of them apart from one. But, if you do think it's sad, I don't think any of you do, if you do think it's sad, you freaks, then I've got to tell you, they've all gone on to a better place. These people were living in Shoebury. You know, what was really amazing for me though is that one of them was my childhood sweetheart. That's what I thought. And it was obviously very, very emotional for me, as I'm sure you can imagine. I missed her, but only by that much. I guess she'll always be the one way or the other, who got away. Now, I was getting my wife a present recently, and I was in the shop and I noticed that it is mainly perfume. Perfume names for ladies often have strange names. I mean, what's going on with opium? Who wants to smell like a heroin addict? And then there's that one called Oui. Now, Oui is French for yes. Agreed? So, you're not giving much of a message you're playing hard to get, ladies, by going out smelling of yes, are you? And, let's be fair, it's quite a recognisable scent, isn't it? It's not unusual. So someone comes up to you all dressed up and she says, you smell of weed. How are you going to react to that? A little bit else about me. I was brought up as an only child. This really upset my sister. And every summer holidays, every year in the summer holidays for school, I'd spend the summer holidays with my grandparents. In the end, I hated that cemetery. As you can imagine. A A friend of mine stayed over last night, and in the morning I said, everything all right? He said, yeah, I slept like a baby, and off he went. I then discovered he'd wet the bed. On a similar vein, they say laughter is the best medicine, don't they? Well, it's not when you're having a heart attack, let me tell you. Actually, picture the scene, taking that a bit further. You go in hospital, clutching your chest, you're in terrible pain, and the first thing you see is a bunch of doctors standing around giggling. Not inspiring at all. Then one comes up to you and you're holding on, hoping they're going to help you. He looks at you and he goes, knock, knock. And you say, you try and be polite, obviously, they're professionals. Who's there? And he looks at you and he goes, probably not you for much longer. You know, I'll say something else about me. I'm very unlucky. I once tried to overdose with paracetamol. Yeah, I did. But I'm that unlucky. After 2 tablets, I felt so much better. I've also got to tell you about, well, quite a few things really. I've got to tell you about, well, it's just kind of a weird thing to say, but I've got a new hobby. Now, I know I look old and you expect my hobbies to be things like going to the post office and the bank at lunchtime, cold up the queue, putting breadcrumbs on flash cars for the pigeons to enjoy themselves with. But no, I discovered recently that, well, no one checks if you're invited to a funeral. You can just turn up. Honestly, this is amazing. And it's a lovely day out. You get to meet new people, you know, you're getting out and about, and, you know, it's just wonderful. There is some downside, well, one downside, I suppose, really. I'll come to that in a minute. I've got to tell you the best part of going to a funeral, though, is they give you an order of service, and on the back of it, it actually tells you where to go for the party, sorry, the wake. It tells you where to go for the wake. And so you're going to get free food and free drink. And you're home in time for countdown. It doesn't get much better than that. The icing on the cake is what I would say that is, except that does remind me about the one downside I mentioned a bit earlier on, is that, and I don't understand this, if anyone can explain, I do not understand this, there are never any cakes at a funeral. I mean, it's a family event, for God's sake. You know, earlier on someone was talking about apps and stuff, dating apps. Well, dating apps, I think people are getting a bit fed up with, aren't they? They're kind of seeing the pitfalls of them. You know, like you're meeting people who could be anyone, they might give you false information, they might be already two-timing you before you even meet them, false pictures and stuff. Well, I've got a solution, and I'll tell you, it's just going to catch on. It's kind of called crematorium dating. No, honestly, stick with this. I mean, first of all, you're going to give comfort to the widow or widower, aren't you? So that's a nice thing. So, you know, and also, if you think about it, when online dating first come on, you can see the weirdness in it, like I explained earlier, and yet we all accept it now, so these things do catch on eventually. Now, it's really easy to do. What you do is you turn up at the crematorium car park, and you simply wait for the lead car. Always look at the lead car, because that's where the widower is. Look at the lead car until you see someone you like. Now, the great thing about the crematorium is every 20 minutes, half hour or so, there's a new funeral arriving, so you're always going to catch one during the day. It's fantastic. And the advantage over an app is, first of all, there's no photograph that's been doctored. You've seen the real person, so you know what you're getting. And the biggest thing of all, of course, is they're not going to two-time you. I mean, they're newly single. I mean, come on, this is going to work, isn't it? Okay, the relationship may be a little bit like their ex, a slow burner. But when you think about it, crematorium dating isn't very catchy. It's not very catchy, is it? So I thought about this, and I thought, well, it's like a modern day Tinder. You know, as the funeral cars come and the lead cars come, you're going, no, yes. So I like to call it Cinder. I think I'm going to leave it there, actually. Can I just say, you really have been wonderful. Oh, there's one other thing I want to say, just to be absolutely sure. I'm obviously old, I don't feel 100% well these days, and I might need the kiss of life. So do any of you know how to do it? No? The only reason you wouldn't put your hands up, by the way, is either you are not knowing how to do it, truthfully, or you've got stinky breath. And by the look of you, I think it's the stinky breath. So what I'll do, one last thing before I go, what I'll do is I will make an exception if any of you are particularly good looking. That ain't going to happen, is it? What about desperate with no morals? Darren, I'm particularly looking at you.
It's alright, I think all of us are swiping no.
You ain't got a choice, I'm the headliner. But listen, in all seriousness, you have been absolutely wonderful. Happy birthday! Don't say happy birthday today yet! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear Dave!